There are stories that live in the deep. They are not written in books of paper and ink. They are carried on the currents of the vast, silent ocean. These are tales of a world that once was, a civilization of unparalleled splendor, lost to time and tide. This is the story of Atlantis. It begins not as a myth, but as a memory passed down through generations. An island continent, a powerhouse of culture and technology, vanished in a single, terrible day and night. We search for it still. The allure of Atlantis is as deep and powerful as the ocean that claimed it. Our story must begin where the legend itself was first given a name and a place in history. It comes from the mind of Plato, the great Athenian philosopher, writing around 360 BC. In his dialogues, the Timaeus and the Critias, he introduces us to a magnificent island nation. Plato tells us of an island situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the gateway to the Atlantic Ocean. He speaks of a city built in concentric rings, land rings, water rings. At its heart stood a grand temple dedicated to Poseidon, adorned with gold, adorned with silver, and the mysterious metal orichalcum. The land was rich and fertile. It supported a vast population. It supported a powerful military. Plato paints a picture of a near utopia, a society that had achieved a perfect balance of power, wealth, and wisdom. According to Plato's account, the people of Atlantis became corrupted by their own power and success, greed, hubris. If we are to search for a real, historical Atlantis, we must look for a catastrophe that matches Plato's description. One of the most compelling candidates lies not in the vast Atlantic, but in the heart of the Aegean Sea. Santorini, known in antiquity as Thera, offers a startling parallel. Around 1600 BC, this island was home to the Minoan civilization. They were a peaceful, seafaring people. Stunning art, complex palaces, sophisticated culture. Their influence reached across the Mediterranean. They lived on a once single, circular landmass. Then disaster struck. The central volcano erupted with unimaginable force, one of the largest eruptions in human history. It tore the island apart, leaving the crescent-shaped caldera. Colossal tsunamis radiated outwards, devastating coasts. Excavations at Akrotiri reveal a preserved Minoan city, multi-story buildings, intricate frescoes, advanced plumbing systems. A Minoan Pompeii, a world frozen at the moment of disaster. Could memories of this event have reached Egypt, where Solon might have heard it? While the Santorini theory is compelling, Plato was very specific. He placed Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules in the Atlantic Ocean. It is here, in the shallow turquoise waters off the coast of Bimini, that one of the most intriguing and controversial discoveries was made. In 1968, a pilot flying over the area spotted what appeared to be a vast, submerged structure. Divers investigating the site found a remarkable formation. A long straight line of massive rectangular limestone blocks arranged in a J-shape, stretching for nearly half a mile along the seabed. To many it looks unmistakably man-made. The stones are large, some measuring up to 16 feet in length, and they appear to have been carefully cut and placed. However, the scientific community remains deeply divided. Geologists argue that the Bimini Road is a natural phenomenon, a form of beach rock. They point to the rounded corners of the stones and the presence of similar naturally occurring formations in other parts of the world. The Bimini Road, therefore, remains an enigma. Without further evidence, the stones of Bimini keep their secrets, lying silently beneath the waves. Perhaps the most audacious and imaginative theory about the location of Atlantis places it in the most inhospitable place on Earth: Antarctica. The answer, according to this theory, lies in a dramatic shift of the Earth's crust. Proponents suggest that thousands of years ago, before the last ice age, Antarctica was in a temperate zone. It was a green and fertile landmass capable of supporting a large and sophisticated population. Such an event would move continents into new latitudes and trigger catastrophic climate change. A temperate Antarctica could have been rapidly shifted to the pole, its cities and plains flash frozen under an expanding ice sheet. Atlantis would not have drowned, it would be entombed in ice. Evidence is often sought in ancient cartography. The Piri Reis map, A 16th century chart by a Turkish admiral astonishingly depicts Antarctic coastline without ice. Modern ice-penetrating radar surveys have revealed hidden mountains, valleys and vast subglacial lakes like Lake Vostok. So far, no cities have been found, and beneath the ice, 98% remains unexplored. The quest for Atlantis often leads us away from the seabed and into the quiet, dusty archives of the world's great libraries. Here, among ancient maps and charts, we find tantalizing clues that seem to defy conventional history. These are the so-called impossible maps, charts created centuries ago that appear to show geographical knowledge far ahead of their time. They depict continents with startling accuracy long before they were officially explored or surveyed. The most famous of these is the Piri Reis map of 1513. It not only shows South America and Africa in their correct relative longitudes, but also what appears to be the coast of Antarctica. Another bewildering example is the Oronteus Phineus map of 1531. This world map includes a large southern continent, remarkably similar in shape and size to Antarctica, showing coastlines, mountain ranges and rivers. This has led some researchers to propose that these maps must be copies of much older charts, drawn by a forgotten, highly advanced maritime civilization that flourished during the last ice age. Experts in cartography offer more conventional explanations, suggesting the apparent accuracy is a combination of coincidence, guesswork, and creative interpretation of explorers' vague reports. Yet the mystery remains. Central to the enduring legend of Atlantis is the idea of a civilization that possessed extraordinary technology. Modern interpretations envision a society that had mastered sciences we are only now beginning to explore. Tales abound of Atlanteans harnessing powerful energy crystals, developing forms of flight, possessing a deep understanding of physics and cosmic forces that far surpassed our own. This vision was greatly popularized by 19th century figures like Ignatius Donnelly, whose book became a bestseller. This idea was later expanded upon by mystics like Edgar Cayce, who described the use of immense crystals to power cities and vehicles. While there is no direct archaeological evidence, proponents often point to unexplained ancient artifacts and structures as indirect proof. The precise construction of the Great Pyramid, the massive stones of Sacsayhuaman, or the intricate Antikythera mechanism. Mainstream archaeologists present strong counter-arguments. They demonstrate through experimental archaeology and careful study how these ancient wonders could have been built using available tools and techniques, combined with human ingenuity and labour. They see the myth of Atlantean technology not as historical reality, but as a reflection of our own modern anxieties and aspirations. A way for us to project our dreams of technological utopia and fears of destruction into the distant past. For more than 2,000 years, the story of Atlantis has held a powerful grip on the human imagination. It has transcended its origins as a philosophical tale to become a universal symbol. The ultimate lost paradise, the golden age that was tragically swept away. In every generation, the story is retold and reinterpreted, reflecting the hopes, fears and obsessions of the time. The cultural impact of the Atlantis myth is immense and undeniable, from Jules Verne to modern blockbuster films. After a journey through ancient texts, volcanic islands, frozen continents, we are left where we began, with a profound and unanswered question. Does a sunken city, the historical Atlantis, truly lie somewhere beneath the waves, waiting to be rediscovered? As we stand here today on August 20th, 2025, the mystery endures, as vast and as deep as the Atlantic itself. Whether it is a place to be found on a map or a story to be found in the soul, Atlantis represents the eternal human fascination with the unknown. It is the ultimate cold case, a whisper of a drowned world that challenges us to keep exploring, to keep questioning, and to keep searching for the secrets hidden in the deep.